from Fit and Fabulous, and today we are going to be talking all about cravings. So we are going to be talking about how you can actually control your cravings. So first off, we're going to be talking about why cravings actually happen in the first place. And secondly, we're going to be talking about how you can actually prevent cravings from happening. And you know, it's not from a lack of willpower, so we're just going to throw that out the window right now. So that is going to be the gist of this video, so be sure to stay tuned right to the end. So if you are new to my channel, my name is Lindsay, and yes, I am from Fit and Fabulous. So if you are new to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the like if you do like this video and you want to see more of these videos in the future. I post every single Thursday. I like to post weight loss tips and delicious like weight loss recipes. So be sure to hit the subscribe button so you can get more videos just like this in the future. Let's just dive right into exactly what cravings are. So cravings are essentially our body's response to pretty much what we've eaten first thing in the morning. So whatever we eat first thing in the morning kind of determines the rest of the day. So I'm just gonna break it down into like kind of super simple terms because this is how I remember it. So this is how I'm gonna explain it to you guys. So it all starts with basically our breakfast and pretty much whatever we eat first thing in the morning. So say it's Monday and you know, you're like, I'm gonna go on a diet, you know, I'm gonna drink smoothies because that's super healthy and that's what all the super healthy gurus are doing. So of course, maybe you go to like Booster Juice and you get this uber big like fruit smoothie where it's basically just like fruit, maybe some almond milk or something and like not much protein. So you get this like massive fruit smoothie. So of course you're drinking this and you're like, yeah, it's so good, you know, I'm healthy, I'm gonna start losing weight because I'm having this fruit smoothie. But what happens is you're drinking this and because there's so much fruit in it, maybe there's a lot of orange juice, maybe there's a lot of fruit juice in it because they are pretty sweet. They're like super, super sugary. What's gonna happen is when you drink it, basically all that fruit and sugar breaks down because it's a carb. So it's gonna break down super, super quickly. And so what's gonna happen in our bloodstream is we're gonna get this rush of glucose because when carbs break down, it breaks down into glucose and that's basically a quick source of energy for our body. So it breaks down into glucose into our bloodstream. And so we're gonna get this huge spike, like I said. Now, if we have too much glucose in our bloodstream, what happens is we can actually there can be some really damaging effects, as you can see with like diabetics and stuff. And so our body sends a response to basically tell insulin, which is insulin's job to kind of get rid of this glucose, is it's gonna tell insulin to say, hey, you know what, there's too much glucose in our bloodstream, we need to like get rid of it. We need to like put it somewhere because it can't be in our bloodstream. So of course insulin comes in and it's gonna take all this extra glucose and it's gonna take it to our muscles. And I mean, if we're working out and stuff, it's probably gonna take it up, but maybe our muscles are already full of glucose and then it's gonna try with our liver and maybe our liver is full. But if all those sources that usually like have glucose are full, what it's actually gonna do is it's actually gonna store as fat in our body. But that's not what we're gonna talk about right now. That's gonna be in a later video, but usually it stores it as fat. So insulin comes in because we've had this huge rush of glucose, right? Because we're like drinking our fruit smoothie, our blood sugar and our glucose is rising. We've had insulin come in. So insulin is basically distributing all of the glucose in all these different areas now. So now that the blood sugar is actually going down, right? But what happens is our body tends to actually work too efficiently. So now insulin has come in, it's gotten rid of all the glucose, and now what happens is it actually dips down below where it should be. So there's a threshold here of like, we need so much glucose, right? Like within our bloodstream. But when we have that rise and then when we go down, there's actually like a dip down. So then what happens, our body sends another response to be like, hey body, you know, we don't have enough blood sugar now and like you need to start craving something. We need some sort of really fast, like super efficient, like energy. We need it right now because we're tired and we're just feeling kind of groggy and we just need like a lot of energy right now. So that's when those cravings start coming in. So of course, after you've had your fruit smoothie and then insulin comes in and it dips down, that's when you're gonna feel tired, maybe a little bit like lethargic. That's when you're gonna have those cravings. And it's really actually your body's response to really what's been happening in our body. So I hope that made sense for you guys. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys have heard that before. And so what this whole thing is called a blood sugar roller coaster. So that's kind of like a simplified version. I hope you guys kind of like understood that. So the ways that we can actually help prevent this is to really think about how food actually works for us and like how it actually works for our body. So if we think about all of food in general, so we have all of food, food, we can basically break it down into 3 categories. So we have our carbs, our fats, and our protein. So we have our carbs. Of course, we have like our simple carbs, right? These are the ones that are processed, that break down super quickly. We have like our fibrous carbs, you know, with like our vegetables, stuff that has like a lot of fiber in it, some psyllium, flax, you know, chia, that kind of stuff. It's more like fibrous. We have our, what I said was next, protein. So protein's always good. And then we have our fat. So basically the way they break down in our body is carbs, of course, like digest the quickest, right? Now, if it has fiber in it, it's obviously going to be a lot slower than if it's a simple processed carb. Next that breaks down is protein. So protein's right in the middle between fat and carbs. So it breaks down the next quickest. And then fat is like, it takes a really, really long time to actually break down fat. So what that essentially means is that if we really focus on that very first meal of the day and having like a good hearty meal at the beginning of the day, that's really gonna prevent all of our cravings throughout the day. So when we increase like the protein and the good healthy fat and the good like hearty fibrous carbs into our diet first thing in the morning, what happens with that blood sugar roller coaster is it's not really much of a roller coaster. So say for example, you have another fruit smoothie, but this time maybe you have like, there's more fiber in it, there's more good hearty protein in it, there's like some good hearty fats in it. What's gonna happen is that fruit smoothie is gonna break down a lot slower because fat takes so long to actually break down in your body, and so does protein. It's really gonna cause that carbs to actually like slow down the process as well. So now when you're like drinking that fruit smoothie first thing in the morning and you're like, oh, I'm gonna lose weight, what's gonna happen is you're gonna drink it, but it's gonna break down so slowly, so that now when we have that threshold, instead of like our glucose going like through the roof and then back down, what's going to happen is it's just going to be kind of gradual, and then it's just going to go down a little bit. So we're not going to have those cravings anymore. So we're just going to feel like we're just going to have more energy. We're just going to feel better. The key thing to really kind of take away from this whole video is to basically like kind of round out your first meal of the day. So whether it's a smoothie, whether you're going to have like egg whites maybe first thing in the morning, maybe you're going to have some toast with like maybe some tuna and some like avocado, something like that. You want to really include some of those good healthy fats, some of that good healthy protein, and some of that like the fibrous carbs, so you can really prevent the blood sugar roller coaster from happening, and so that we can really prevent those cravings, and then we can prevent all that extra like glucose from basically turning into fat in our bodies, because that's not what we want to do, especially when we're trying to lose weight. So what I always suggest is, if you're gonna have carbs, have something that has a lot of fiber in it, because again, it's gonna take a lot longer for it to digest in your body, right? You're not gonna have that spike in sugar, and make sure you have good quality protein and good quality fat as well. So if you could even focus on like the protein and the fat, and then just have a few carbs in there as well, that would be amazing, and it makes such a difference for sure. So I actually have a recipe. I did make a video as well, so you guys can check out that other video where I made a recipe. It's like the perfect like morning smoothie. It's not like jam-packed full of fruit. It actually has like a lot of fiber in it. It's got a lot of like good protein in it, and it has a lot of like good healthy fat in it, because fat is really good for you. I know a lot of people are like kind of scared of fat. So, but fat is so good for you. It's good for like, for women, especially like hormones. It's good for your brain, your hair, your skin, your nails. It's literally good for like so many things. So I hope that kind of like breaks it down for you guys, so you can kind of understand exactly where cravings actually come from. So I hope you guys got some good value out of this video. I hope you guys have an amazing day. If you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comment section down below. I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Love you. Bye.